Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today. Chapter 381. Mental Will Index. Teacher Jin Tianzhao connected to the virtual network and immediately learned why the Golden Dragon Star Master was so dissatisfied. To think that casting the vote for that 6th-level citizen from the Wangyue Starfield, he actually got promoted to a 7th-level citizen and became the 57th member of the Anon Star Alliance? Jin Tianzhao's eyes widened. He indeed had reservations about whether Lin Yuan would become a 7th-level citizen one day, but he hadn't expected that day to come so soon. That was a 7th-level citizen, not some common vegetable on the roadside. To be promoted just like that? How did he gather 2 million merit points so quickly? That Shifeng, he was misleading me, saying stuff like Shirsan is not over 1,000 years old. It's all fake, all of it. Jin Tianzhao was filled with grief and indignation. Although he was proud by nature, he wouldn't offend a senior 6th-level citizen for no reason. A senior 6th-level citizen not only has a stable network of connections, but more importantly, you have no idea how much groundwork and merit points the other party has accumulated. At the time, Jin Tianzhao found Lin Yuan unfamiliar, thinking the latter must have just been promoted to a 6th-level citizen, without much foundation. So his attitude was slightly stronger, since a newly promoted 6th-level citizen really wasn't much in the face of the Golden Dragon Star domain. When Jin Tianzhao reported to the Golden Dragon Star Master at first, the latter did not care too much. Who could have thought that this Shirsan was actually so low-key that he might have almost gathered 2 million merit points when he was being threatened by himself? But the other party didn't say a word. Teacher, what should we do now? After a moment of silence, Jin Tianzhao quickly asked. Now, holding someone accountable was meaningless. What mattered was how to mend the relationship with that member. While the Golden Dragon Star Master was also a 7th-level member, he certainly wasn't foolish enough to want to make an enemy of the same level without good cause. How much is that resource dead star worth in survey value? The Golden Dragon Star Master inquired. He also knew about the dispute with the Wangyue Starfield and had tacitly approved it. After all, the strength of the Wangyue Starfield, no matter how you looked at it, was far less than that of the Golden Dragon Star domain. As long as the actions of his disciples conformed to the laws of human civilization, the Golden Dragon Star Master wouldn't question them further. Teacher, that resource dead star, if fully mined, would yield resources roughly equivalent to 11,000 cosmic crystals. Jin Tianzhao immediately said, 11,000 cosmic crystals. Just give it up. Present it to the Wangyue Starfield. After pondering for a while, the Golden Dragon Star Master stated directly. It wasn't worth it to offend a 7th-level citizen over a mere 11,000 cosmic crystals. And whether the Golden Dragon Star domain could ultimately take over that resource dead star was another matter altogether. If Lin Yuan used his Star Alliance members' veto power, he could drag the matter out, giving the Wangyue Starfield plenty of time to mine, drastically reducing the final profit for the Golden Dragon Star domain. Given these circumstances, it was better to take the initiative to give it up. It also showed goodwill towards that 7th-level citizen. Give it up? Well, Jin Tianzhao felt a twinge of pain. Originally, according to the plan, the Golden Dragon Star domain would obtain at least 70% of the income from that resource dead star, which is about 7 or 8,000 cosmic crystals. These cosmic crystals, the Golden Dragon Star Master might not care much about, but his disciples were quite eager for them. Also, prepare a congratulatory gift, to be sent to that member. The value of the gift should be around 1,000 cosmic crystals. Remember, you deliver the gift. Don't say too much. Don't do too much. Just deliver it and then return. The Golden Dragon Star Master instructed after some thought. Should I apologize? Jin Tianzhao cautiously inquired. The gift is enough. Apologizing proactively is too deliberate and could backfire. The Golden Dragon Star Master shook his head and said, Yes. Jin Tianzhao responded immediately. Chikuan Main Star. Deep within the 13 Peaks Great Hall. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. Mental Will Index. Lin Yuan carefully read the document sent by his teacher, the Chikuan Star Lord. The spirit will of life is not necessarily linked to one's strength. Of course, the stronger one is, the correspondingly higher the spirit will can be, but if one is not strong, it doesn't mean their spirit will is low. Spirit will is related to one's life experiences and insights. Over more than 2 million years in the Starry Sea, the evolutionary scholars of human civilization who studied the spirit, based on numerous cases of 7th and 8th layer evolvers from past generations, categorized spirit will into an index ranging from 1 to 10,000. This is the mental will index. Only when the mental will index reaches 10,000 does one have the certainty to pass the heart demon tribulation. Of course, it's not that one cannot go through the heart demon tribulation if the mental will index isn't 10,000, but evolvers whose mental will index reaches 10,000 generally can ascend to 8 layers smoothly. There are also evolvers with a mental will index less than 10,000 who have passed the heart demon tribulation, but such cases are uncommon and cannot be regarded as the general rule. Mental will index. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Normally, an evolver who has just entered the 7th rank has a mental will index of 1. Afterward, with continuous practice and more experiences, the mental will index gradually increases. Without deliberately training one's mental will index, even a 7th rank king's index would be at most in the hundreds. Let's see what my mental will index is. Lin Yuan connected his consciousness to the virtual world. Since the concept of the mental will index was created, there naturally existed a method to measure it. Lin Yuan went to his personal space and directly requested the goddess of wisdom to measure his mental will index. Whoosh! In an instant, Lin Yuan found himself inside a spacious white room. Everywhere was a blank white expanse. Respected 7th level citizen Lin Yuan, without using any physical soul power, just with your own spirit consciousness, strike the surroundings. Chapter 382. The solemn and cool voice of the goddess of wisdom was heard. Use only your spirit will to strike out in all directions. Lin Yuan appeared thoughtful, realizing that spirit will is also a form of attack, such as when Lin Yuan's gaze lingers on a 6th rank evolver for an extended time. Even without mobilizing any power, the other party would break out in a cold sweat, scalp tingling, unable to control themselves. This is the advantage of having a powerful spirit will. Begin. Lin Yuan closed his eyes. His massive spirit will began to strike out in every direction. The invisible fluctuations swept through, and if there were any 5th or 6th rank evolvers present, they would probably be so intimidated that they couldn't even get off their knees. A moment later, Lin Yuan ceased releasing his spirit will. What is my mental will index? Lin Yuan opened his eyes to check the results. Respected 7th level citizen Lin Yuan, after testing, your current mental will index is approximately around 7,848. 7848. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. A normal 7th rank king who hasn't undergone special training for their spirit will usually has an index in the hundreds. But Lin Yuan was clearly not a normal 7th rank king, whether it was the vast inner world that emerged within him, the nurturing of the world's power on his physical soul and spirit will, or the 6 traversals and the baptism of more than 1,000 years experienced in different worlds. All of these had greatly enhanced Lin Yuan's spirit will. Not too far off from a mental will index of 10,000. Lin Yuan was in a good mood. Knowing the precise number of his mental will index eased his mind, and at least he had a goal to work towards. Virtual world. Personal space. After testing his spirit will, Lin Yuan returned here. How to train one's mental will index. Lin Yuan pondered in his mind. The Human Civilization Alliance indeed had many methods for training one's spirit consciousness, but they all required a lot of time. Essentially, they depended on living long enough to improve spirit will. At this time, Shi Feng with his red nose requested to enter. and Lin Yuan chose to accept. Shifeng's figure appeared not far away, and he respectfully said to Lin Yuan, "Lord Shifeng." Lin Yuan glanced at red-nosed Shifeng and responded casually. "This is a congratulatory gift for Lord Shifeng's promotion to 7th-level citizen." Red-nosed Shifeng immediately said, "There's no need for this between you and me." Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. Ever since his code name appeared on the Anon Star Alliance's council member list, the number of gifts Lin Yuan had received already exceeded 10,000, mostly from the forces of various star domains within the Anon Star Alliance, as well as some 7th and 8th layer evolvers. Typically, the value of a single gift is around 100 million cosmic coins. For star domain level powers, they tend to offer gifts valued at 10 billion cosmic coins. From these gifts alone, Lin Yuan's net worth had soared several times over. 100 million cosmic coins are roughly equivalent to a cubic universe crystal, and all the gifts together amounted to over 10,000 cubic universe crystals. To think, Lin Yuan had once been overjoyed to obtain 1,000 cubic universe crystals from 8th layer evolutionist Oyin's legacy. In the blink of an eye, the value of the gifts he received had reached over 10,000 cubic crystals. This is the status of a 7th-level citizen. Lin Yuan mused privately. 7th-level citizens might not hold specific power, but their status is quite high, and they have significant privileges at certain important meetings. The Anon Star Alliance encompasses hundreds of star domains, and currently, there are just 56 living 7th-level citizen council members, with Lin Yuan its 57. The emergence of each new council member is a significant event for the entire Anon Star Alliance. If Lin Yuan hadn't hidden his identity and only displayed a code name, he probably would have received even more congratulatory gifts. "Teacher also sent me a gift." Lin Yuan seemed to recall something, his eyes showing a trace of amusement. Not long ago, the Chiquan Star Domain also sent him a gift valued at 10 cubic universe crystals. The Chiquan Star Lord is also a council member of the Anon Star Alliance, though the Star Lord generally couldn't be bothered to attend the Star Alliance conferences. At his level, it's breaking through to the 9th rank that is his primary concern. This promotion to a 7th-level citizen, aside from the benefits officially given by the human civilization, just the gifts from others alone are worth nearly 20,000 cubic universe crystals. Lin Yuan calculated in his heart. Among these, the congratulatory gift from the Wangyue Starfield was the largest, in addition to the original 3,000 cubic universe crystals as compensation. After learning that the Golden Dragon Star Domain had voluntarily given up that resource-depleted dead star, the Wangyue Star Lord sent an additional 2,000 cubic universe crystals as a congratulatory gift. Considering the previous investments made to win over Lin Yuan's vote, the Wangyue Starfield could be said to have spent a fortune. Moreover, perhaps with the intention of making amends, the Golden Dragon Star Domain proactively offered a congratulatory gift worth 1,000 cubic universe crystals. All the gifts combined were worth a total of 19,862 cubic universe crystals. The speed at which higher-level citizens accumulate wealth is just too exaggerated. Lin Yuan felt slightly emotional in his heart. It's known that the entire fortune of the 8th layer evolutionist Oin in universe crystals is just 1,000 cubic universe crystals, and while most of them were used to exchange for an 8th rank soul defense treasure, it also shows the amount of liquid universe crystals a regular 8th layer evolutionist would have. Of course, Oin was an 8th layer evolutionist from 1,000,000 years ago, and today's 8th layer evolutionists in the Human Civilization Alliance are much wealthier, but even they wouldn't normally have more than 5,000 cubic universe crystals at their disposal. Now, with the universe crystals Lin Yuan had on hand, including his previous savings, he easily had tens of thousands of cubic universe crystals, which even among 8th layer evolutionists would be considered wealthy. With these universe crystals, I could procure some cosmic oddities to replenish my inner world, Lin Yuan silently thought. An 8th layer evolutionist's inner world is initially just a world shell that needs constant improvement, through understanding of rules, enrichment with material treasures, and so on. For example, a cosmic rarity named sands of flowing water, when placed in the inner world, can enrich the operation of the inner world with the nourishment of the water's origin source. Deep within the 13 Peaks Great Hall, Lin Yuan was just about to sense the changes in his inner world. when he noticed that his senior brother and other fellow disciples had returned to Chikuan Main Star. The senior brothers are back? Lin Yuan immediately got up, planning to visit his fellow disciples. Recently, the insect race, seeking to attract the attention of human civilization, started a clearing operation against human evolvers on many battlefields of different races. Many 6th, 7th, and even 8th rank evolvers perished in that cleanse. Afterwards, the Human Civilization Alliance reacted swiftly, promptly mobilizing many evolvers from various star domains to carry out retribution against the different species on the battlefields. The senior brother, the second senior brother, and others led their respective armies of evolvers to the battlefields of different races. Has the clearing operation ended? Lin Yuan guessed in his heart and soon joined his fellow disciples. Junior brother, you're here? The 12 senior brothers showed smiles on their faces as they saw Lin Yuan. Junior brother. The senior brother greeted Lin Yuan. Senior brother, you? Lin Yuan observed the senior brother closely. His expression slightly shifted. With his sharp perception, he faintly noticed an icy aura surrounding the senior brother, as if he had suffered some injury. As expected of our junior brother. You noticed so quickly. The senior brother almost provoked an 8th rank alien race to take action on the battlefield. Although nothing serious happened in the end, he was still affected. That 8th rank alien race was skilled in soul attacks. Luckily, the senior brother had a soul defense treasure to protect himself, or it could have been disastrous. The other disciples spoke up one after another, explaining the situation to Lin Yuan. Soul attack. Lin Yuan's expression changed slightly. Soul attacks are unpredictable and insidious. Even the 8th layer evolutionist Oin fell prey to a soul attack. Even Lin Yuan took the defense against soul attacks very seriously, incorporating soul defense into his crafting with origin fine gold. It's okay, our teacher has already had a look, and there's no major issue. I should recover after some time, the senior brother said, waving his hand. Chapter 383. Intelligence? I've never been afraid of anyone. Facing the killing intent of the 8th rank alien race, I reflected a lot. The eldest disciple sat down and chatted leisurely with his junior brothers. What did you reflect on? The second disciple couldn't help but ask. My mental will index is not high enough, the eldest disciple said solemnly. If my mental will index reached 9,000, with the help of soul defense treasures, even if injured, the severity wouldn't have been so great. The third disciple nodded and said, the stronger the spirit will, the stronger the resistance to soul attacks. If the soul strength is the soldier, then the spirit will is the general capable of commanding vast amounts of soul strength for defense. I can feel that after experiencing this life and death crisis, my spirit consciousness will enter a period of growth, and there is hope for reaching the 8th layer. A smile appeared on the eldest disciple's face. That was also why the Chikuan Star Lord didn't completely eradicate the dark aura from him. The eldest disciple needed to better sense that dark aura to stimulate his own spirit will. Indeed, facing a life and death crisis can lead to a transformation of the spirit will. Lin Yuan nodded and said, throughout the long Starry Sea era, those scholars of evolution had studied the spirit will quite thoroughly. To increase the spirit will, one needs to spend a lot of time experiencing. And experiencing what? Including life and death crises. Life often bursts forth with great potential under the threat of death, leading to deeper insights, and naturally the spirit will is also affected. This method isn't suitable for me. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. With the slow nurturing of the inner world, even if Lin Yuan remained inactive, his spirit will would continue to grow slowly. Reaching 10,000 on the mental will index was merely a matter of time. Face life and death danger? Death meant truly dead. Although with Lin Yuan's current displayed talent, even if he truly died, he would be resurrected after a long passage of time. But it's better not to die if possible, and Lin Yuan was also unclear what changes would happen to the door to the myriad realms deep in his mind after his death. All right, I'm going to enter seclusion now. The eldest disciple got up. His spirit was high, and this experience gave him great confidence in advancing to the 8th layer. Returning to the 13 Peaks Great Hall, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. The human race's clearing of the battlefields of different races is indeed almost over. Lin Yuan chatted with his senior brothers for more than an hour and roughly knew the situation on the battlefield. Let's take a look. Lin Yuan connected his consciousness to the virtual world and began searching for relevant videos. With the authority of a 7th-level citizen, Lin Yuan quickly found information about the battlefields of different races. The Heiyuan clan. Lin Yuan clicked on the clearing video related to the Heiyuan clan. As a large secret realm within the cosmic secret realm, the Heiyuan secret realm has a diameter of about 10 light-years and appears like a black hole on the outside. However, in the video, one after another human race evolver descends, with Star Fortress bases comparable to stars spanning across. The Heiyuan clan deserve to die. At that moment, a human race evolver appears, standing in the void, his shape vaguely blending with the universe, and amidst his indistinct form, he radiates an incredibly terrifying aura. Whoosh! This human race evolver raises his right hand and presses towards the distant Heiyuan secret realm. All of a sudden, space shatters violently, and the Heiyuan secret realm, with a diameter of 10 light-years, begins to disintegrate from its edges into dust. Who exactly is it? Who is destroying the foundation of my Heiyuan clan? Roars of rage come from the Heiyuan secret realm as 5 or 6 towering figures emerge. Their auras, similar to the human race evolver, vaguely blend with the universe, but the auras they emanate are far inferior to the latter. Nalan, with your esteemed status, why bother personally striking my Heiyuan clan? The 5 or 6 towering figures emerging from the Heiyuan secret realm are struggling to resist the hand that the human race evolver is pressing down. Nalan doesn't respond but continues to steadily turn the edges of the Heiyuan secret realm into dust. During this time, the 5 or 6 towering figures desperately resist but to no avail. After more than 10 minutes, a tear in space opens in the distance. A nest the size of a planet appears. Humph! Nalan withdraws his right hand, glancing at the Heiyuan secret realm that has already disintegrated by 1/10, then turns to leave. The video ends here. Lin Yuan watches in shock and wonder. A 9th rank evolver, that Nalan must be at least a 9th rank evolver. Lin Yuan is very certain in his heart. Not just any 9th rank evolver, but an exceedingly strong existence among them, capable of overpowering the Heiyuan clan's 5 or 6 9th ranks without them daring to resist. One can imagine how strong he must be. Vice Tower Master? Lin Yuan quickly catches on to this title. The current human civilization has 9 supreme beings, who preside over the 9 evolution towers, illuminating the cosmic starry skies throughout the ages. So, the 9 supreme beings are also known as the 9 Tower Masters. To directly obliterate 1/10 of the Heiyuan secret realm, that's an area of a light-year. I wonder how many beings of the Heiyuan clan were directly wiped out. Lin Yuan looks at the video's end, the somewhat damaged Heiyuan secret realm. Indeed, if it hadn't been for the arrival of the insect race powerhouses, perhaps more than 1/10 of the realm would have been crushed. After watching the video, Lin Yuan disconnects from the virtual world and sits cross-legged, falling into silence. I'm so grateful to be living in the absolute peak period of human civilization. Lin Yuan silently thinks to himself. In the cosmic starry sky, only power and sufficient strength can protect everything. If the human civilization were about the same as the Black Abyss civilization and were targeted by the insect race, they would only be able to swallow everything and not dare to speak out. Chapter 384. Martial Path Evolutionary Path. Lin Yuan pondered for a while, opened the Martial Path Evolutionary Path, and checked the number of evolvers at each stage. First Tier Chapter 263897. Second Layer Chapter 125600. Third Rank Chapter 2421. Fourth Rank Chapter 307. It has grown so much? A smile spread across Lin Yuan's face. Just the number of evolvers at the first tier had reached more than 260,000, which meant that the unranked martial arts evolvers might exceed 1 million. Lin Yuan was very satisfied with this. It is worth noting that the Martial Path Evolutionary Path had only appeared a few years ago. Being able to attract so many evolvers to cultivate in such a short time was truly incredible. It must be those earlier released training videos that played no small part. Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. Apart from the martial path evolutionary path, the cultivation analysis videos that broke into the Qigong evolution rankings and gained massive exposure must have also contributed significantly. They could lower the threshold for martial arts cultivation a bit more. The analysis videos for the 3rd and 4th rank chapters must not stop. Whenever there's time, let's produce them. Lin Yuan made up his mind. He then turned his gaze to the revenue share of the martial path evolutionary path. 2,275 trillion? Lin Yuan was startled, and indeed, there were many zeros following that figure. Most of this revenue comes from the sales of the 7th rank chapter. Lin Yuan thought to himself, his pricing for the 7th stage martial Tao chapter was 500 billion. After uploading the 7th rank chapter, it directly entered 2nd place on the Qigong evolution rankings, pushing down 2 8th layer evolutionary paths. Countless evolvers were curious about the 7th stage martial Tao chapter, and even if they did not cultivate it, buying it to watch was not an issue. This was still in a comparatively short time. Other star domains and the Star Alliance might not yet be aware of the number of evolvers following the martial path evolutionary path. As time passes, the fame of the martial path evolutionary path would spread wider and wider, and Lin Yuan's revenue share was about to see another surge. 2,275 trillion, converted into cosmic currency, that's 2,275 billion, which is 2,275 cubic cosmic crystals. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. The upload of the 7th rank chapter turned the martial path evolutionary path into a golden goose, with each share of revenue bringing in thousands of cubic cosmic crystals, equating to the total fluid cosmic crystals of a regular 8th layer evolver. In the future, if Lin Yuan could create the 8th layer chapter of the martial path evolutionary path, even 9th rank evolvers might envy the wealth he possessed. With my current cosmic crystals, I could indeed purchase a few treasures to perfect my inner world. Lin Yuan silently thought to himself. The inner world, after all, was not a naturally derived world. Although it had a framework and nearly infinite potential for growth, in the early stages, evolvers had to continually invest in it. The investment here involved understanding the rules, as well as rare treasures to compensate for the deficiencies of the inner world. Primordial fire, which can bring bright flames to the inner world, fostering the birth of fire system origin rules. Bought. Essence of the earth. Bought. Lin Yuan, in one breath, bought several types of rare treasures, spending over 10,000 cubic universe crystals before stopping. That should be enough. Lin Yuan glanced at the cosmic crystal balance in his account and immediately felt a pang of pain. These rare treasures, capable of compensating for the deficiencies of the inner world, were all extremely expensive, and even Lin Yuan was choosing them carefully. The cultivation of an 8th layer evolver involves constantly perfecting the inner world. The more complete the rules within the inner world, the greater the benefits they offer to 8th layer evolvers. Teacher's inner world, I estimate, is no different from the real world. Lin Yuan thought to himself, as his inner world, though spanning over tens of thousands of miles, was still barren. Having done all this, Lin Yuan planned to continue pondering on how to swiftly enhance his own spirit will. Just at that moment, Qigong Star Lord sent a message. Come to me immediately. The tone of Qigong Star Lord was very serious. Could it be that something serious has happened? Lin Yuan looked puzzled but still immediately got up and headed towards the most majestic main peak on the central continent of Qigong Main Star. Scarlet Red Hall. Qigong Star Lord was seated high above. Lin Yuan and the other peak masters stood below. Teacher, what exactly is going on? The second brother asked curiously. A significant matter. Qigong Star Lord glanced at the second brother, looking towards the other peak masters. This is a great opportunity for you. As Qigong Star Lord spoke, his gaze lingered on Lin Yuan for a moment. A great opportunity? What great opportunity? Teacher, could you clarify? The fellow brothers couldn't help but ask. Seeing this, Qigong Star Lord didn't beat around the bush and straightforwardly said, Recently, A supreme being of our human civilization fought against the supreme beings of several other races on a large alien battlefield and retrieved a part of a body. Upon hearing this, the Peak Masters suddenly realized. Recently, a corpse had drifted through the eternal spatial rift located on the large alien battlefield. The insect race, in their scheming for this corpse, had not hesitated to purge human evolvers in some local battles. This was to attract the gaze of the highest beings of human civilization, but obviously, the insect race's scheme had failed as the top diviner of human civilization had noticed the corpse early on. Even the supreme beings of the other peak clans had sensed it and had preemptively blocked the large alien battlefield. The moment the corpse drifted in, several supreme beings attacked simultaneously. Eventually, the corpse was torn apart, and the supreme beings of human civilization and those of other races each seized a part of the body. Teacher, do you mean our great opportunity is related to that segment of the body? The third brother asked incredulously. He had always thought that a body worth fighting over by supreme beings must be very important and had nothing to do with evolvers like them, who were not even 8th rank. Even Lin Yuan was somewhat curious. What kind of body could attract the attention of supreme beings? Indeed, Chikuin Star Lord nodded. The supreme beings of our human civilization decided to select some evolvers from each star domain to try to comprehend that part of the body. Chikuin Star Lord spoke. Comprehend that part of the body? This statement made the brothers' pupils shrink slightly. Although they did not know the exact level of the corpse that had entered the large alien battlefield. Being contested over by several supreme beings likely placed it at the supreme being level as well. A body of a supreme being? One should know, whether it was human evolvers or the strong ones from other races, their flesh and blood contained the Tao and direction they pursued. A body comparable to a supreme being represented a sky-reaching great Tao to the supreme level. Even understanding just a little bit would be unprecedented help for them. Afterward, Chikuin Star Lord advised some details and then let the Peak Masters go back to prepare. Teacher, Lin Yuan remained in place. This was also Chikuin Star Lord's intention. That segment of the body is not so easy to comprehend. I don't have much hope for your brothers. It's merely going through the motions. Chikuin Star Lord stated bluntly. But you! Chikuin Star Lord observed Lin Yuan carefully. Lin Yuan's talent was definitely the strongest he had ever seen, especially his intuitiveness in the aspect of space rules, unbelievably astounding, even more exaggerated than him, a starry sky wanderer Kuan. However, intuitiveness also has focal points. Just like a genius who excels in math and physics may not do better than an average person in languages and geography. Chikuin Star Lord was certain Lin Yuan's intuitiveness in space rules was unbelievably high, but the force nature contained in that part of the body was not space. That part of the body is rather peculiar. If you sense something amiss, do not force it. Chikuin Star Lord specifically warned. Even without that part of the body, Lin Yuan could still grow to the 8th layer, and possibly even strive for the 9th rank. So in Chikuin Star Lord's view, Lin Yuan had more choices. I understand. Lin Yuan nodded. He also asked another question. Teacher, is comprehending that part of the body reliant on one's own intuitiveness? Yes, it requires an intuitiveness that matches that part of the body. Chikuin Star Lord emphasized this. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. Since it depended on intuitiveness, he felt reassured. Chapter 385 The Secret of the Supreme Being, that segment of the body. As Lin Yuan knew, understanding indeed had its focus on different aspects. Even the most monstrously talented geniuses in the history of human civilization had their weak points. Those evolutionary scholars were even more deeply rooted in diverse domains, such as mental consciousness, certain or perhaps a class of rules, life essence, and so on. Therefore, the reminder from Chikuin Star Lord was not without merit. The body part originated from outside the main world and was entirely different from anything Lin Yuan had encountered so far. The talent and understanding that Lin Yuan had displayed might not necessarily be effective on that body part. What Chikuin Star Lord didn't know was, Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding was omnipotent. This had been fully verified through the past 6 travels. 6 journeys, 6 worlds. These 6 worlds came from different dimensions, different realms, especially the last one, the Tianqing world, which even harbored the presence of a foreign evil god. Yet, Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding faced no obstructions or discomfort. Teacher. Lin Yuan looked at the Chicoan Star Lord. Why would supreme beings release this body part for us to comprehend? This was also a question in Lin Yuan's heart. Even if they wanted to give opportunities to their juniors, would they do it in such an almost semi-public manner? I've only heard. Chicoan Star Lord pondered for a while. You should know, supreme beings are unique. They represent the ultimate existence on an evolutionary path. Theoretically speaking, as long as this supreme being is alive, the evolutionary path, or rather the standing Tao, he's on, will not produce another supreme being. Chicoan Star Lord spoke slowly. I've heard about that. Lin Yuan nodded. That's why, for today's Human Civilization Alliance, they are inclined to pour resources into creating new evolutionary paths. Because the more evolutionary paths there are, the greater the hope of birthing another supreme being. Of course, for the vast majority of human evolvers, there's no hope of becoming supreme beings. Hence, many evolvers walk paths that have already produced a supreme being. These 9 supreme evolution paths, since they were able to birth supreme beings, imply they are very complete and powerful, allowing one to crush other evolvers at the same level, even without the possibility of becoming a supreme being. However, officials of human civilization, the 3 goddesses, and the 9 supreme beings still hope that human evolvers will explore other evolutionary paths. Supreme beings are difficult to kill, even nearly immortal. They exist eternally. As Chicoan Star Lord reached this point, a spark flashed in his eyes. But now, a supreme being has died. He's died, and the ultimate position on the path he was on has emptied. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan's expression showed sudden realization. Through that body part, it might be possible to comprehend the path walked by the deceased supreme being. A path that has once produced a supreme being has proven its sufficiency and perfection, and as long as conditions are met, for instance, the death of that supreme being, it could birth a second supreme being. It's equivalent to a road leading straight to heaven, a great Tao that leads directly to the level of supreme beings. For other evolutionary paths that haven't produced supreme beings, even evolvers on these paths don't know if they can take that step. Otherwise, human civilization wouldn't just have 9 supreme beings by now. Bear in mind, the evolutionary paths that human civilization holds are as boundless as the sea of stars. But now, the path walked by the owner of that body part has been confirmed capable of producing a supreme being. Who wouldn't be tempted by this? The supreme beings of human civilization took the initiative to release that body part, allowing countless evolvers to comprehend it, in hopes that some human evolvers can walk the path of the body's owner and ultimately become a new supreme being. Originally, the insect race intended to monopolize this body, thus securing another path leading to supreme beings for themselves. But now, that body has been split into several parts, and all the clans that have obtained a part have the chance to grasp this supreme Tao. Chicoan Star Lord said slowly. This urgency in the human civilization officials' releasing of that body part lies in their reasons. Human evolvers can comprehend the body, and so can the strong beings of other races, meaning that the few powerful clans who have acquired parts of the body are jointly competing for the slot of becoming a supreme being. Such an opportunity, in over 2 million years of human civilization's history, is rare. Chicoan Star Lord remarked, feeling emotional, as none of the 9 supreme beings of human civilization had become what they were without multiple attempts, and their evolutionary path had undergone numerous adjustments. Unlike now, where if one can comprehend the Tao within the body, one could have a direct path to becoming a supreme being. Of course, saying it's a direct path is somewhat exaggerated, but at least much more hopeful than the vast majority of evolvers of becoming a supreme being. Teacher, why don't you comprehend it? Lin Yuan paused before asking. I'm at the pinnacle of the 8th layer and my path is set. That body part is of no use to me. Even if I comprehended the path of that body's owner, I could not compete with other strong beings. Chicoan Star Lord shook his head slightly. That body part is very strange, containing many paths that are incorrect, with hidden dangers, Chikuin's Star Lord explained. Returning to the 13 Peaks Great Hall, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. The Supreme Being's Tao. Lin Yuan's eyes glowed deeply. In the main world universe starry sky, Supreme Beings were the ceiling of combat power. Human civilization, with its 9 Supreme Beings, proudly oversaw the starry sky races. But Supreme Beings can die. Lin Yuan thought to himself. This involved the secrets of the Supreme Beings level, and even as the Peak Master of the 13 Peaks and a 7th-level citizen, he could not find any specific information. Chapter 386. The location for comprehending that part of the body, is it in the virtual world? Did 9 of the Supreme Beings of our human civilization pay some price to replicate 3/10 of that body's essence into the virtual world? Lin Yuan, having received the information, silently thought to himself. This was also to facilitate the human evolvers in their contemplation. Otherwise, to comprehend that part of the body, one would have to travel to the central star domain, which would take a long time. However, the virtual world simplifies many things. One only needs to connect their consciousness to enter. Half a day later, Lin Yuan suddenly received an invitation. Would you like to enter virtual world number 124354? Enter. Lin Yuan immediately chose to agree. To facilitate human evolvers in comprehending that part of the body, the virtual world had specially opened up many worlds, distributing all evolvers across numerous worlds. After all, with such a large number, it's better to manage them separately. Each world has a dedicated manager to check the progress of each evolver's contemplation. When Lin Yuan opened his eyes, he found himself at the top of a mountain peak. Looking around, mountains surrounded him on all sides, and each peak was occupied by 10 to 20 evolvers. Most are 7th rank evolvers, with a minority being 6th rank, and there are even some 8th rank evolvers. Lin Yuan took one glance and took in their various auras. The first batch of human evolvers to contemplate that body part were essentially the geniuses of a star domain. Like Lin Yuan, like the 12 disciples of the Chikuin Star Lord. And likewise, being geniuses upon entering different comprehension worlds, a second division occurred. Geniuses among geniuses like Lin Yuan, publicly under 100 years old and already at 7th rank, would naturally be grouped with talents who ascended to the 7th rank between 100 to 1,000 years old. You are the 13 Peak Master of the Red Kuan lineage, right? At that moment, a voice came from nearby. Lin Yuan glanced over. The speaker was a stalwart man. His physique as perfect as if sculpted, exuding an extreme sharpness just by standing there. He was an evolver from the 9-Sword Star domain named Gao Wufeng, the most valued disciple of the 9-Sword Star Master, who had stepped into the 7th rank at 430 years old and now was at the peak of the 7th rank king level. In terms of strength, this Gao Wufeng far surpassed the great Peak Master of the Red Kuan lineage. Yes, that's me. Lin Yuan nodded. Now, the evolvers able to contemplate that body part all started from the 6th rank, with no need to worry about assassination from different species, so there was also no need to hide one's identity. At the same time, the other evolvers on this mountain also began murmuring quietly among themselves. That's the 13 Peak Master? Is that the freak from the Chikuin Star domain who stepped into the 7th rank before the age of 100? Indeed a freak. I have a special constitution and have awakened the ancestral bloodline, supported intensely by my family, yet I only reached the 7th rank at over 600 years old. How exactly did this 13 Peak Master do it? I heard that this 13 Peak Master doesn't have any special constitutional bloodline enhancement. Freakish, too freakish. The evolvers able to participate in the first batch all hailed from significant backgrounds and were rare talents even within their own star domains, possessing considerable pride. However, upon seeing Lin Yuan, they harbored no thoughts of comparison. After all, stepping into the 7th rank before the age of 100 without any physical or bloodline enhancements was truly terrifying. In terms of talent, Lin Yuan reckoned he might leave his name in the annals of human civilization. How much do you know about this contemplation session, 13 Peak Master? Gao Wufeng from the 9-Sword Star domain asked quietly on the side. My teacher mentioned it's related to the Supreme Beings. Lin Yuan said directly. Since there was no need to hide this fact, the teacher of Gao Wufeng before him, the Nine-Sword Star Master, also had combat power akin to the Qikuan Star Lord, another invincible existence at the 8th layer. Supreme beings. Gao Wufeng sighed. As pillars of the human civilization, who wouldn't want to become the next supreme being? With your talent 13 Peak Master, you should shine in this session, Gao Wufeng said. It's not that easy. After all, it's a part of a supreme being's body. If it were just about talent, there would have been no need to make it public. Just let the batch with the highest talent and gifts comprehend it privately. Lin Yuan shook his head and said, Shursan Peak Master is right. A woman with golden wings approached, her entire being enveloped in an infinite radiance, emanating a holy aura. Zhuoguang. Gao Wufeng looked toward the woman with golden wings. This woman, named Zhuoguang, had awakened the light elf bloodline. The elf bloodline was an exceptionally powerful branch within the human bloodline system, especially adept at comprehending rules. The light elf bloodline had an innate affinity for the rules of light, and the concentration of Zhuoguang's bloodline was astoundingly high. Moreover, both her parents were high-priced evolvers of the human civilization, who spared no effort in nurturing her. Zhuoguang stepped into the 7th rank when she was only 362 years old. Shursan Peak Master. Zhuoguang looked towards Lin Yuan, a smile appearing on her face. Gao Wufeng also nodded slightly. In terms of innate talent, Zhuoguang was even stronger than he was. The three of them sat together, exchanging ideas, while other evolvers on top of the mountain subconsciously kept their distance from them. All right. Just then, a massive figure appeared under the sky, casting an indifferent glance at the evolvers on numerous mountain peaks. Next, I need to remind you of a few things. First, in this world, both your physical souls are standardized at the 1st rank. Do not attempt to recover or synchronize your strength. Second, regardless of which evolution path you comprehend from that segment of the body, do not cultivate it in reality, but first in the virtual world. Third, it's forbidden to cultivate any evolution path other than what's comprehended from that segment of the body. Fourth, boldly seek to comprehend. Even if you die due to some accident, the Supreme Being will resurrect you. After saying this, the massive figure ceased to speak. At the mountain peaks, the evolvers, hearing this, immediately started whisper discussions. It seems comprehending that segment of the body will be very dangerous, Gao Wufeng said softly. Indeed, Lin Yuan nodded. Otherwise, they wouldn't forbid practicing the evolution paths comprehended in reality, nor would there be resurrection by the Supreme Being if one unfortunately died. Using the resurrection trump card means it definitely won't be smooth sailing. Wanting to become a Supreme Being, how could it not involve risks? Zhuoguang's expression was filled with a fighting spirit. From a young age, she had been obsessed with cultivation, longing to become the strongest. And in the human alliance, in the cosmic starry skies, only a Supreme Being dares call themselves the strongest. All right. Good luck. The massive figure under the sky disappeared. In its place was a segment of a body. For a moment, even the light seemed to dim. All the evolver's attention was focused on that body segment. Is that a part of a Supreme Being's body? Lin Yuan looked up as well. As Lin Yuan observed the body segment, an invisible pressure began to suppress down, crushing his spirit will. What is this? Lin Yuan's expression shifted slightly. Under this suppression, as the observation time elapsed, the oppression on Lin Yuan's spirit will gradually intensify. Is this the power of a Supreme Being? Merely a fraction of a body, even a virtual copy, yet retaining only 30% of its power, can cause such great spiritual oppression to me. Lin Yuan marveled inwardly. He glanced around at others, noticing they too wore serious expressions, enduring the natural spiritual oppression emitted by the body segment. However, this type of suppression is actually a good place to forge spirit will. Lin Yuan's spirit stirred. Even his teacher Qikuan Starlord, far surpassing him in power, couldn't exert such immense pressure on spirit will. Perhaps with this suppression, my mental will index could break through 10,000 points in a short period? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Chapter 387. A trap? Figure it out first. By now, Lin Yuan's inner world had achieved perfection. Both his physical soul had reached perfection. The only thing hindering Lin Yuan from stepping into the 8th layer was his spirit will. Yet, spirit will was very difficult to cultivate directly. Lin Yuan's worst-case scenario plan was to experience 1 or 2 more transits. By utilizing the different flow of time between the transit worlds and the main world, he intended to undergo a great expanse of time to temper his spirit will. But now, feeling the immense psychic will pressure emanating from that segment of the body, Lin Yuan was not shocked but rather overjoyed. This was a natural place to forge one's spirit will. While tempering my spirit will, I shall also comprehend that segment of the body. Lin Yuan carefully observed the segment. It resembled a chunk of heiyu, the skin a light black hue, certain parts revealing muscles and deep purple-colored blood. As Lin Yuan delved deeper into observation, in his vision, the body began to magnify, and countless runes appeared on the surface of the skin, the body of a supreme being, imprinted with the essence of the paths it had taken. Lin Yuan saw an ocean-like flow of runes. Your insight defies the heavens. Observing the mysterious body, you begin to comprehend the first evolution path. Your insight defies the heavens. Observing the mysterious body, you begin to comprehend the 5th evolution path. Your insight defies the heavens. Observing the mysterious body, you begin to comprehend the 20th evolution path. Your insight defies the heavens. Observing the mysterious body, you begin to comprehend the 50th evolution path. So many evolution paths? Lin Yuan was somewhat surprised. Having observed just under an hour, and less than 1/1,000,000th of that segment of the body, he had glimpsed over 1,000 evolution paths from it. This was simply inconceivable. How many evolution paths did this segment of body contain? What if it were the complete body? Half a day later, Lin Yuan discontinued his contemplation. Gao Wufeng and Zhuo Qiuguang approached. It's just too unbelievable. Gao Wufeng shook his head. I've already perceived the beginning of an evolution path from this segment of the body. I feel that this evolution path is at least 8th layer, perhaps even 9th rank or 10th rank, and it suits me incredibly well. Comprehending the beginning posed no difficulty at all, with absolutely no obstruction. Gao Wufeng's eyes blazed with fervor. He even felt that the evolution path he was comprehending might be that ultimate evolution path. Me too. I feel that some of the evolution paths within the body resonate deeply with me, as if they were specifically waiting for someone like me. Zhuo Qiuguang spoke with a tone of excitement as well. Besides the two of them, at the summit of this mountain, the other evolvers all wore excited expressions, clearly having reaped beneficial insights, gaining what they sought. Shersan Peak Master, what about you? Gao Wufeng looked towards Lin Yuan. I have some gains as well, Lin Yuan said calmly, but his eyes betrayed a hint of puzzlement. It was too easy. Far too easy. Lin Yuan's gaze swept across and noticed that not only the evolvers on this mountain but also many on other mountains seemed to have reaped significant benefits. This was quite inconceivable. Could it be that this segment of the body offered no threshold for comprehension? And the evolvers capable of appearing here all had significant backgrounds and high standards. An evolution path that excited them to such an extent would need to be at least 8th rank, perhaps even 9th rank or 10th rank. Could the evolution paths contained within this body be of such high quality? It should be noted that human civilization has recorded countless evolution paths, but finding ones that reach 8th rank or 10th rank is extremely rare. And they simply comprehended them from the body? A day later, Lin Yuan, Gao Wufeng, and Zhuo Qiuguang gathered together once more. I've already begun to cultivate, Gao Wufeng stated outright. The more I cultivate, the less psychic will pressure I have to endure. It seems the direction I have chosen is the correct one. While observing and comprehending the segment of the body, they all had to endure the psychic will pressure that it emitted. This was something not only Lin Yuan felt but other evolvers felt as well. However, based on what Gao Wufeng said, One could conclude that the psychic will pressure was not constant and it would decrease with the cultivation of the comprehended evolution path. Me too. Zhuqiuguang's brows furrowed slightly, an untraceable frown. She had thought this sensation was unique to her. But seeing that Gao Wufeng experienced the same, her thoughts immediately shifted. Shursan Peak Master, which evolution path have you chosen to cultivate? Gao Wufeng looked toward Lin Yuan. Upon saying this, Zhuqiuguang also turned her gaze to Lin Yuan. In terms of talent and natural gifts, Lin Yuan was certainly above them. If both of them had perceived the beginnings of an evolution path, it was impossible for Lin Yuan to have gained nothing. I'll look a bit more, Lin Yuan considered for a moment before responding. The ease with which the other evolvers discovered evolution paths had made Lin Yuan feel that something was off. Look some more. Zhuqiuguang and Gao Wufeng exchanged glances, both somewhat stunned. There was only one seat for the throne of a supreme being. At such a time, instead of rushing to cultivate, he wanted to continue exploring? You should know that competing for the seat of a supreme being were not only fellow humans but also different species. Every moment was exceedingly precious. Gao Wufeng couldn't help but urge, Shursan Peak Master, if you do not choose to cultivate a certain evolution path, you'll have to constantly suffer the suppression from spirit will. Under such pressure, even normal cultivation efficiency is greatly reduced. It's completely unnecessary to do this. Shursan Peak Master, are you perhaps spooked by those initial warnings and afraid to cultivate? Zhuqiuguang said from the side. My teacher told me to seize an opportunity when it arises. I am certain that although the evolution paths we have now perceived may have issues, if we halt our progress due to fear of problems, human civilization would probably still be on the mother planet right now. Chapter 388. Zhuqiu, you make a lot of sense, but I still want to take another look. Lin Yuan looked towards the two individuals, aware that they were also considering his well-being, and said calmly, Supreme Evolution Path? It is indeed attractive to Lin Yuan, but not as much as one might imagine. Compared to cultivating other supreme evolution paths that supreme beings have traversed, Lin Yuan is more eager to evolve the martial path evolutionary path to the level of a supreme being. Besides, the evolution paths contained within that segment of the body are simply too numerous, so plentiful that Lin Yuan feels panicked and dares not continue cultivating. In addition, Lin Yuan does not wish to lose the tempering of his psychic will pressure. Once he chooses to cultivate a certain evolution path, the pressure weighing upon his spirit will would reduce or even halt altogether. To Lin Yuan, the disadvantages outweigh the benefits. After all, the current main goal for Lin Yuan is to elevate his mental will index to above 10,000 points before stepping into the 8th layer. As for abandoning the martial path evolutionary path to cultivate an unknown evolution path, Lin Yuan doesn't entertain that idea for the time being. Although I don't plan to cultivate the evolution paths within that body segment, I can completely comprehend it and then analyze it, strip away the mysterious nuances of the rule understandings, and integrate them with the martial path evolutionary path. Lin Yuan thought to himself. This approach has two advantages. One is to maintain the pressure of the psychic will, ensuring the continuous tempering of his spirit will. Another is to deepen his understanding of the rules and continue perfecting the martial arts evolution system. The evolution paths within that segment of the body are likely flawed, but they must have their merits, otherwise, evolvers like Gao Wufeng and Zhuqiuguang would not be so infatuated with them. As for that door to the supreme evolution path, Lin Yuan is rather indifferent to it. Time passed by. In the blink of an eye, a month had gone by. Lin Yuan was sitting cross-legged at the top of a mountain, constantly observing the phantom image of that body segment beneath the vast sky. Waves of invisible pressure descended upon him and murmurs resonated in Lin Yuan's ears, penetrating his spirit will and echoing within his soul. Lin Yuan's expression was solemn, as every moment his spirit will endured tremendous pressure. It is important to note that his physical and spiritual presence in this virtual world was at the standard first-rank evolver level, enduring the psychic will pressure solely through his own spirit will. It's getting harder to bear. Lin Yuan exhaled lightly. The invisible psychic will pressure, like numerous hammers, struck from all directions against his own spirit will and soul. But Lin Yuan did not give up. Places capable of directly targeting the spirit will were exceedingly rare, and this was a shortcut to reaching the 8th layer. Besides the tempering of his spirit will, Lin Yuan continued his analysis of the discovered evolution paths, never ceasing. Your insightful nature allows you to analyze the mysterious evolution paths, enhancing your gains in understanding. Your insightful nature allows you to analyze the mysterious evolution paths, enhancing your gains in understanding. Your insightful nature allows you to analyze the mysterious evolution paths, enhancing your gains in understanding. It must be said, that segment of the body truly worthy of being from a supreme being outside the main world, offered evolution paths with principles and essences drastically different from those of human civilization. Though both are comprehension of the origin rule, the evolvers from human civilization perceive it from this direction, whereas the owner of that body segment perceives it from a different direction. Yet the essence is the same, often giving Lin Yuan significant revelations. So the space rules can be interpreted like this? How wonderful! The explanation of the life rule is so comprehensible. The 5 elements rule. Lin Yuan absorbed everything like a sponge, relentlessly taking in all the analyzed insights. At the summit of another mountain peak, another evolver was also observing the phantom image of that body segment beneath the sky. The aura on his body gradually changed, becoming deeper and more profound, clearly cultivating the evolution path he perceived to its more advanced stages. I can feel that the path ahead is clear and open, but why is there always a sense? This evolver, a genius from a star domain, entered the 7th rank in his 90s and had an unlimited future. After deducing the evolution path from that section of the body, he began to cultivate with great excitement. The more he cultivated, the more he felt that he had made the right choice. That section of the body seemed to have been prepared specifically for him. Yet now, this evolver felt a sense of dread. The evolution path that I'm cultivating, there's a problem with it. On the surface, it looks perfect, but once you start cultivating, there's no turning back. This was the silent thought in the evolver's mind. What should I do? Stop cultivating? His brows furrowed tightly. It doesn't matter. This is an opportunity to become a supreme being, and even if there really is a problem, I have to solve it. I absolutely cannot give up. With his spirit firmed, the evolver once again fell into the depths of cultivation. The peak where Lin Yuan was located. Gao Wufeng suddenly opened his eyes, his aura turning profound, vaguely similar to that body beneath the firmament. I! Gao Wufeng opened his mouth. His cultivation had been going very smoothly, but as of late, he was feeling somewhat restless. Restless? This emotion, which would usually only appear in ordinary people, was showing up on him? It was utterly inconceivable. Heart demon. The terrifying thought surfaced in Gao Wufeng's mind. As a 7th rank king-level peak, he was all too aware of the terror of a heart demon, a tribulation that could only be resisted by those with at least 10,000 mental will index. And now, only 1 or 2 months into cultivating the evolution skill from that body part, a heart demon was being invoked? No, I can't continue cultivating. Gao Wufeng swallowed hard. If he continued to cultivate, he feared he would directly face the heart demon tribulation. Although as a 7th rank peak evolver he was bound to confront the heart demon tribulation eventually, his current mental will index was not up to par. Facing the heart demon tribulation now, his chances of survival were slim. Above the firmament, atop a high platform, several figures stood, overlooking the many evolvers at the peaks of numerous mountains below. It's been over a month. It looks like some have realized the problem. The first man to reveal his vast silhouette and alert the many evolvers spoke indifferently. The paths of evolution contained within that body section, the vast majority are incorrect. They lead to dead ends, to doom. The second figure spoke calmly. The supreme beings had discovered this early on and thus, before contemplating, they issued a warning, forbidding the true bodies from cultivating the evolution paths deduced. By doing so, even if they were to end up in dead ends or doomed, it would only result in the collapse and destruction of the virtual bodies, while their true bodies in the outside world would remain unharmed. Of course, Some dead ends and dooms targeted the spirit will, the tribulations of the heart demons, which depended upon the evolver's own choices. If they continued cultivating and invoked the heart demon tribulation and failed to overcome it, it would impact their real bodies. But if they did manage to get through it, they might continue on. Although most evolution paths are wrong, there are a few that lead to survival, and the supreme evolution path is even hidden among them. It all depends on whether they make the right choice. The third figure spoke. To greatly ensure the survival rate of these human prodigy evolvers, the supreme beings had made many preparations and even promised to intervene in resurrection. I really envy them, unlike us, having set our foundations and lacking the chance to take such a gamble, even if we wanted to. The fourth figure spoke softly. Not every evolver has the courage to deduce the evolution path from that body segment, especially the 9th rank evolvers. They have spent incalculable efforts to finally reach the 9th rank, with their foundations already laid down, making it hard to start anew. From the 6th rank onwards, the soul of an evolver begins to integrate with their evolution path. At this level, there's still a possibility of switching evolution paths. The cost is dependent on the price paid and the new evolution path that has to be of a similar kind. But at the 9th rank, it's different. They could only switch to specific evolution paths, even if they wanted to change. Let's see now, how many are still cultivating smoothly? The first man to speak started observing each evolver below. When his gaze swept across the peak of a mountain, he showed a look of surprise. Chapter 389. Transformation of the Mind. Atop the high platform, numerous figures turned their gaze simultaneously toward Lin Yuan. They were all 9th rank evolvers, more accurately, they were consciousness incarnations of 9th rank evolvers. At the same time, their consciousnesses had split into millions of streams, overseeing numerous newly opened virtual worlds, focusing on the various evolvers' enlightenment progress. The numerous evolutionary paths contained within that segmented torso were partly too strange, some even capable of affecting the true bodies in the external world. Therefore, at least an 8th layer zenith or even 9th rank evolvers needed to pay attention at all times. If any evolver took a wrong path and couldn't control themselves, these 9th rank evolvers could intervene. By rights, this segment of a dead supreme being's body from another realm shouldn't have been made public so quickly. It harbored many dangers and pitfalls, and some genius evolvers could have fallen into them. Even with the separation by the virtual world, where external physical bodies weren't affected, the mind and spirit were unavoidably impacted. However, there was no other way. The controllers of this body segment weren't solely the human civilization. Other different species were involved too, including several peak clans such as the insect race. If the supreme beings didn't act this way and one of these peak clans gained control of this supreme evolution path, and resulted in the emergence of a new supreme being, it would indeed affect the situation on the battlefield. A single supreme being could completely disrupt the balance maintained by the current great peak clans. At that time, no one knew how much the Human Civilization Alliance would have to concede to maintain a new balance. That youngster hasn't cultivated any of the evolutionary paths he has comprehended so far? The first man expressed his surprise. It had been 1 or 2 months since the start, and generally every evolver had been cultivating for some time. Once they began cultivating the evolutionary paths they had comprehended, their aura started to change, moving closer to that segment of the body. Yet Lin Yuan, up until now, showed no change in breadth, his strength remaining at the level of a first-rank evolver. I know this youngster. He's Chikuan's little disciple, who stepped into the 7th rank before the age of 100. His talent is quite impressive. A figure next to the speaker also commented, equally observing Lin Yuan. To enter the 7th rank before the age of 100 without relying on physical constitution or bloodline, that's impressive, another figure added. As those who could become 9th rank evolvers were exceptional geniuses during their youth themselves, they understood well how difficult it was to reach the 7th rank before 100 years of age purely on one's own merit. Compared to those special life forms in the depths of space blessed with unique gifts, humans were far too weak. This weakness was comprehensive. Of course, what had allowed human civilization to develop up to this point was their numerical advantage, which, under the massive population base, would always give rise to some monstrous prodigies. Comparing with those special life forms, such a genius must be able to comprehend an evolutionary path. Is he aware of the hidden dangers and therefore unwilling to cultivate? The final figure speculated. They didn't doubt Lin Yuan's comprehension ability. Thus they believed he must be unwilling to cultivate. Unwilling to cultivate, what is he doing staying here? Refining his spirit will. That's also possible. For geniuses like this, living too short and seeing too little, their psychic will is always their weak point. Some tempering might be good for him. Not bad. This youngster can actually resist cultivating the evolutionary paths he has comprehended. The figures conversed softly. Upon comprehending an evolutionary path from that body segment, an evolver would be faced with an irresistible temptation, subconsciously believing that by cultivating this path, a future of unmatched brilliance awaited them. This was also an inherent power from that body segment, a power already greatly weakened. If they had faced the body's true form rather than a projection in the virtual world, even a 9th-rank evolver would lack confidence in controlling themselves. Compared to other evolvers immersed in their cultivation, Lin Yuan was having a tougher time. As other evolvers began their cultivation, the psychic will pressure they were facing would reduce or even cease. But Lin Yuan was constantly under the suppression of psychic will. As if the suppression was not enough, Lin Yuan had to keep comprehending more evolutionary paths and analyze and understand them to integrate into the martial path evolutionary path. Da. Yang. B. Whispers echoed in Lin Yuan's ears, emanating from that body segment, resonating within his psychic will, each word vibrating his soul. Lin Yuan could feel his spirit consciousness shaking, and it was this constant shaking that made his psychic will grow stronger. This strengthening was very slow, but at least Lin Yuan could feel it. Keep in mind that Lin Yuan's previous enhancements to his psychic will were imperceptible, so being able to sense this was already extremely remarkable. As time passed, something in Lin Yuan's psychic will seemed to break free from some shackle, and the whispering sounds near his ears suddenly disappeared. Has my psychic will undergone a transformation? A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Previously, resisting the suppression on his psychic will had been quite difficult, but it suddenly became much easier. The only possibility was that the change was related to this aspect. However, this force targeting my psychic will keeps escalating. As long as I don't cease my contemplation or start cultivating a certain evolutionary path, the pressure will only grow heavier. It's as if. Lin Yuan's eyes narrowed slightly. It's forcing me to cultivate some kind of evolutionary path, Lin Yuan thought to himself. But I won't. Chapter 390. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. During this period, he had comprehended a total of 137 evolutionary paths, fully analyzing them to only select and absorb the rule understandings that were beneficial to him. These 137 evolutionary paths had significantly advanced Lin Yuan's progress in his core space model, having deciphered 3 additional core space models. The martial path evolutionary paths had also grown increasingly complete. Let's rest for a while. After undergoing a psychic transformation, Lin Yuan felt a wave of fatigue and simply disconnected his consciousness from the virtual world, returning to reality. Has the rare treasures arrived? Upon receiving the message, Lin Yuan immediately got up. Not long ago, Lin Yuan had purchased several cosmic rare treasures to stabilize his inner world. The inner worlds opened up by evolvers are not permanent solutions. They require constant investment in later stages. This kind of investment includes some cosmic rare treasures. Some specific cosmic rare treasures contain origin power from certain rules, defending the inner world, and can perfect the world's rules. The conflict between 8th-layer evolvers mainly involves the clash of world powers. Without considering talent, secret techniques, or rule understanding, the one with more abundant and powerful world power will have the advantage. Lin Yuan walked out of the grand hall, gazing towards the sky. Before long, a cosmic spaceship descended. A staff member, carrying a briefcase, approached Lin Yuan. Here are your items. Shuntong Group is at your service. The staff member, respectful in his approach, verified Lin Yuan's information and identity, then handed over the briefcase. Lin Yuan, holding the briefcase, returned to the Grand Hall. Cosmic Rare Treasures. Lin Yuan had purchased 3 parts of these cosmic rare treasures. They were Primordial Fire, Essence of the Earth, and Formless Wind. All 3 were classified as 8-star cosmic rare treasures, costing a total of 16,000 cubic universe crystals, averaging 5 to 6,000 per type. Keep in mind, a cubic universe crystal is worth 100 million cosmic coins, equivalent to 1 trillion civilization coins, meaning each type of cosmic rare treasures was worth 5 to 6,000 trillion civilization coins, a significant asset worthy of an entire constellation system. Moreover, Lin Yuan's ability to purchase these 3 cosmic rare treasures was solely reliant on his privilege as a 7th-level citizen. Those even slightly lower in their citizenship, despite their wealth, would not be able to make such purchases. I hope they won't disappoint me. Lin Yuan looked at the 3 cosmic rare treasures. Purchasing them had reduced his wealth by 1/4. Whoosh, Lin Yuan thought. His consciousness entered the inner world. The 3 cosmic rare treasures appeared there as well. Crack. The glass bottles containing the cosmic rare treasures shattered. First was the Primordial Fire, which ascended and formed a sun beneath the sky, filling the entire world with warmth and light. Then came the Essence of the Earth, merging directly into the ground. Indistinctly, Lin Yuan felt the world becoming significantly denser. Last was the Formless Wind, which vanished into the air, the breezes whispering softly. Not bad. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. If the inner world was previously barren, now it was barely brought to life. The power of the world has also grown significantly. A smile spread across Lin Yuan's face. Next time I encounter suitable cosmic rare treasures, I'll buy them. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Not every cosmic rare treasure is suitable for integration into an inner world. It depends on the specific circumstances of one's inner world. The 3 cosmic rare treasures Lin Yuan chose were exceptionally suited to his own inner world. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, half a year had gone by. Most of this time, Lin Yuan had been comprehending that segment of the body, enduring the suppression from the psychic will as well as analyzing various evolutionary paths. The 1325th Core Space Model. Lin Yuan was in a cheerful mood. Half a year ago, just after his 6th traversal, Lin Yuan's understanding of the core space models had stalled at just before 1200. In such a short time, he had now deciphered over 100 more core space models. The evolutionary paths within that segment of the body had been undeniably crucial in aiding Lin Yuan. Aside from the core space models, I've also gained a lot of insight into the core life models. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The evolutionary paths within that segment were all-encompassing, and Lin Yuan had benefited tremendously from thoroughly analyzing each one. Lin Yuan seemed to have sensed something. His consciousness disconnected from the virtual world, and his mind entered deep into his brain. Have I already accumulated a strand of world-breaking origin force? Lin Yuan looked towards the majestic and grand door to the myriad realms. By now, the edge of this gate of light had been fully illuminated. This meant that he had a complete strand of world-breaking origin force and could undertake his 7th transit at any time. Let's wait a bit longer. Traveling through worlds doesn't always offer such favorable conditions for tempering the spirit will. Lin Yuan pondered for a while and decided not to transit just yet. As the mental will index was not up to standard and couldn't step into the 8th layer, even if Lin Yuan transited, his strength improvement would be limited, especially in the understanding of the space rules. Losing the continuous analysis of the evolutionary path inside that segment of the body he possessed, facing with the realm of 7th rank, he would forcefully perceive the subsequent core space model. Even Lin Yuan found this challenging. It was completely inefficient. Rather than doing so, it was better to pause the transits and fully devote himself to tempering the spirit will, so as to reach the 10,000-point mental will index sooner and talk about breaking through to the 8th layer afterward. After all, the world-breaking origin force wouldn't be wasted. It would just accumulate, waiting for Lin Yuan to use it later. Lin Yuan had never forgotten his purpose, which was to become stronger. If transiting could make him stronger, then he would transit. If pausing the transit could make him stronger, then he would pause the transit. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, another 2 years went by. During these 2 years, Lin Yuan spent most of his efforts on tempering his spirit will, and only secondary on analyzing the evolutionary path inherent in that segment of the body. Because the further he went, the stronger the suppression force on the spirit will would become, which in turn affected Lin Yuan's comprehending efficiency. Lin Yuan stopped observing the body segment below the vault of the heavens and let out a slight breath of relief. It was only during the observation of that body segment that he felt the suppression force on the spirit will, which would grow stronger as the observation time elapsed. And upon ceasing the observation, the suppression force on the spirit will disappeared. Over these years, my spirit will has transformed 3 times. Lin Yuan silently reflected. The first time was 2 years ago. The second time was 1 year and 2 months ago. The third time was just a few days ago. After these 3 transformations of the spirit will, Lin Yuan felt that his mental will index must have improved significantly. Let's go and see what my mental will index is now. Lin Yuan's consciousness disconnected from the virtual world and returned to reality. Let's rest for a while. Lin Yuan didn't immediately proceed with the test. The mental will index is not static. It fluctuates depending on the evolver's condition. Now that Lin Yuan had just finished contemplating that body segment and his mind was somewhat weary, conducting the measurement at this moment might lead to some errors and might not be accurate. Only in a state of mental perfection, measuring the mental will index would yield a relatively accurate result. Half a day later, Lin Yuan had rested sufficiently. All aspects had recovered to their peak. He then reconnected his consciousness to the virtual world. He entered his personal space. Goddess of Wisdom, I request a test of the mental will index. Lin Yuan applied to the Goddess of Wisdom. The mental will index of an evolver, being elusive, required one of the 3 goddesses to allocate some computational. Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today.